It's the best meeting on earth, and it's the most competitive, the hardest to win at, and if you are lucky enough to have a winner, it's a big difference.
Well, we've come down to Richard Hannon's today to have a look at some of the horses going for Royal Ascot. But Richard, thank you for having us here today.
You're welcome.
I think we can't start this interview without mentioning Rosallion at the weekend. What a phenomenal result, a 1-2 in the Irish 2000 Guineas. How do you feel?
That was great. You know, I'm not going to say the Irish Guineas is compensation, but you know, it's utterly galling to be first and second in the English Guineas. But you know, for them to acquit themselves like they did on Saturday was a massive day, and a day probably I won't forget for a long time.
Was it a race that you were aiming them both for?
Yeah, well, you know, we were going for the English Guineas, and I remember I went straight to Charlie Appleby afterwards to congratulate him. No, I didn't,
done.
And he doesn't expect it either. He's beat me in that many classics. And I said, "Are you going to Ireland?" He said, "No." I said, "Right, they're both going there." And that's basically what's happened. You know, it was an opportunity to have a race without him there. He's probably an exceptional horse, but yeah, it's going to be a big attraction and a big draw to Royal Ascot, and you know, it'll be a great day if I win.
If you win. If you don't win, less of a good day.
Yeah, I can handle that.
You've bigged Rosallion up quite a lot over the last year or so. How much of a relief was it for you and the rest of the team to get that win?
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. That word, relief, is pretty much what I felt on the day, because I would have felt, not stupid, but I would have felt that, you know, I'd used all these superlatives to kind of describe the horse, and he wouldn't have lived up to that had he not won. But he would still have been an extremely good horse, and he's proved us all right. You know, he's always been a bit exceptional, a little bit special, really since last year when he won the Lagardère. And the other horse, Hartem, delighted with him. He's got heart like a lion, he's a gentleman, and he's a pleasure to have around and go racing with.
But talking of Rosallion then, you've seen so many talented horses come through this yard. How does he compare to some of those top horses you've seen before?
He more than compares. You know, when you have these horses, it's great. And when they first came around, when I first started training, I'm not sure I really appreciated them as much as I could or should have done. And when you don't have them for 5 or 6 years, my God, there's a massive hole, and you see all these big races passing you by, and you're like, we'll never get one like that again. And now we have one, we're going to make sure we appreciate it, and he's every bit as good as like the Camphor Cliffs and Night of Thunder and horses like that.
How far can he go?
Well, he's gone far enough so far. He
Do you
go
mean
to the
that?
very top. But in fairness, I've always been dragged into the thing of when they win Group 1s over a mile, of trying to go a mile and a quarter, and they're doing nothing wrong over a mile. You know, I'm hopeful he could win a St James Palace Stakes, a Sussex. Love to take him to the Breeders' Cup. Love him to stay in training next year. I'd love to win the lottery, and I'd love to be 13 stone and, you know, a muscle man, but it's not going to happen. But with this horse, anything's possible. You know, he could go right through the lot of them, and as long as he continues to stay healthy and run well all year, for both of them, that's pretty much all you can wish for.
What makes a Royal Ascot winner so special?
It's the best meeting on earth, and it's the most competitive, the hardest to win at, and if you are lucky enough to have a winner, it's a big difference. I remember I won my first year training. First race was the Queen Anne. I ran Tornado in it, and he won. Every horse for the next 5 days, we ran awful. And everybody all week was coming up saying, "Richard, well done, you're having a great run, mate. I mean, it must be brilliant. You must be buzzing." I mean, like, have they been even watching racing? You know, but you know, the one winner you do have is what you're remembered for. And, you know, it can make or break your year pretty quick.
So ambitions for the rest of the year then?
Be happy at the end of the year. That's about it.
It's a good answer.
I could say something stupid like want to be champion trainer, but it's not about that, is it? It's about having happy owners and some good horses to look forward to for next year, and make a few mates during the year maybe, you know.
Well, listen, we wish you the best of luck for this year, particularly at the biggest festival of the year, Royal Ascot. Let's fingers crossed you come out there with at least a winner a day, Richard.
Well, thank you very much, Rosie. I'll take that right now without a shadow of a doubt.
Why not?
Not much chance of it happening, but yeah, let's go for it.